really just on defense, 2 duelists are just sometimes be a little scary.
Yeah, so that's actually KSA starting on defense. And yeah, I definitely look at Straw Lover because he's, I believe, on that duelist there. So he's definitely, they might be looking to push out a little bit. They're looking heavy on the A side on defense. And definitely keep an eye on 2 Ice, who's actually not on a duelist, but that still plays on the Silva. So we'll see what he's able to do with that info.
All right, and here we go. We got 10 seconds before we start. We've got some wonderful action headed in for you guys. This one's going to be a good one, I bet. And here we go. 3 seconds and the walls are about to fall. We've already seen 3 people kind of peeking up mid here. As here we go, right off bat.
Defensive aggression from KSA.
Yeah, is already kind of sneaking up here on top of mid. Are they going to find...
And a proactive Vice Flash from Drew here.
Yeah, they're going to see... As right now, this Vice Flash kind of sitting here.
Are they ready?
Phoenix isn't going to find one, though, as Tickles goes down.
Oh, and they take it out and punish.
Yeah, they have 2 immediate frags right off the bat. And already on the back foot, 5v3. And kind of pushing over towards B side. They don't know it's open just yet as Vice in here on a kind of a bit of a late lurk. Is not going to find the Gecko. Very unfortunate on the lurk. So Gecko is going to walk onto B site for free as we have Astro just kind of sitting in here setting smokes down, making sure everything's good to go. Gecko kind of rotating back over. Stroud Lover now over here on the jet pick. Very awkward angles to peek into here. Slow walks in. Can he find the pick? He does find the first one, but then goes right down to a Cypher and gets his 3rd kill of the round. And already moving on in with a 1-0 lead.
For PSA. Wow. You can see how that was just a very clean round coming out from PSA's attack. And how they were able to punish down mid. Even though KSA tried to pull out some aggression, some control in mid. PSA saw right through it, and punished, and went through mid straight to B. So let's see how KSA is able to adapt their defense.
Yeah, right now, only 1 frag on the opposing team is, excuse me, is now headed in to round number 2. Again, yet another kind of big mid push, but it's not seen to be met by the defense. So we see the Bulldog buy here on the Astra, and really just on a save round here if you're on defense seems to be a little scary when you're facing down bigger weapons, especially in competitive games like this. But then you do know some save rounds can be really big to be won here, as that headshot's going to immediately find Colin's head, and already in a 4v5 situation.
And you can see PS's duelists are already going into defender's spawn, and that gamble on A side by KSA has not seemed to work. 2i seems looks to back off of this fight. Doesn't want to fight with his disadvantage buy. And PSA now has control of B.
Yeah, and already control of B has just seemed to be the theme so far already. They've just left it. Although you do see another pick as Vice goes down, and rotating into spawn is Cypher, but then there's no one over there. The entire team is walking into Gecko here. He's going to find that one. 4v3 now. Can you see kind of a comeback here on defense? As they're now playing retake, they are going to use these 2 duelists to their advantage. Although you see the breach with the Phantom, that is a little scary, seeing a bunch of pistols. Already, bunch of shots going through. The stun goes up. It's not going to find anybody. Jet's going to push on in. Phoenix is there with the Classic in his hand, popping some shots, but then goes down. The Phoenix Stiff is a thing, but then what a shot with the Classic from Sova. 2v3. Bomb is ticking. It's not going to go on for much longer. Stroud Lover finds another one, and they're not there to find the bomb, and it's going to go off. And already down 0-2, but with not... there was a really big effort there, though, if you did see from KSA, to make this thing interesting. But now, when they're buying some Vandals and an op you see from Stroud Lover, gonna see some good action this round.
Yeah, that's right. KSA definitely made that bonus costly. So that's why you might see some light armor from PSA and Wi-Fi Warriors taking with that Ghost. But he's one of the players to look out for, so we'll see what he can do with that Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, he's already gotten 2 nice headshots so far, one of them being far range and the other one just kind of finding one of them lacking. So now we see Jet holding this op mid, and Phoenix kind of peeking up. Is Jet going to find this Phoenix? So he's on the lower end of mid. So can you find him? Colin's going to peek out here with the Vandal. Pop some shots. Is going to get the first pick. That's really big for KSA. They have not done that the past 2 rounds. That's really useful for them. Breach goes to pick up the orb, and things are just going to slow down a little bit here.
Yeah, so we see adaptation from KSA, bringing the op and Colin to retake that mid space that PSA has really liked, but PSA retaliated by just completely abandoning and going for the A main aggression, but they've backed off once again.
Yeah, and once again, you see them rotating over to B. They've rotated over to B the past 2 rounds, and there's only one Astra there to defend for KSA, so it's got to be a little scary here. KSA's got to rotate over to B if they're going to get some good defense and potentially stop this plant from happening. And here comes the push. The Cypher cages are going up, and the bomb is going to get planted, it looks like. A couple awkward shots. Tickles gets 2 before it gets traded out by Wi-Fi Warrior. Doing his job getting frags, but then not before 2 of his teammates go down. Cannot afford trades like that when you're trying to plant on a site.
So 42 retake.
Yeah, getting scanned up. Oh, and Gecko in a 1v4 situation. Not going to find the pick he needs, and KSA gets on the board, making it 1-2.
Yeah, and a beautiful clean retake. You see the Sovidar coming out, the Vice punishing through the smoke, and just a 4v2, not dropping a single body. So we'll see what PSA has next. They should have a full buy coming in. That's right.
Yep, and here we go. 1-2 is the score so far. KSA now does have an ult available as the kind of a not as even spread as you'd think from ults right now. It's sitting at 3 of 8 on most, 4 of 8 on the others. Right now, just not too many ults in play, so that one Phoenix ult in round 4 might be huge for KSA to make this thing 2-2. See Vice setting up on B, trying to make this thing as hard as possible, as you do know that PSA has pushed B almost every single time. Seems like we're playing CSGO out here. Oh, and speaking of, already seen the headshot, and Ice is there to pick him up with the Phoenix ult that I just mentioned. And 2 free picks, it seems, for no bodies traded out except the Phoenix ult. And already PSA on the back foot, getting scanned there by the Owl drone, knowing that they're kind of just chilling there. So KSA's in control.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful recon dart, run it back combo from 2Ice and Stroud Lover. I believe, no, that's Bob Tickles over there. And they were just able to catch. Oh, Colin finding one in mid.
Yeah, it's actually a big pick right there for Colin now, as KSA really is in the driver's seat, as PSA now rotating back over. Got both Gecko and Cypher rotating in.
Scanning ahead.
Recon Dart's just going to come out. It is going to get destroyed, though. But then you see an Ice actually ends up taking down Cypher. So Gecko yet again in another 1 versus 5 situation. Last time 1v4, but now 1v5. This man is forever alone at this point, trying to make something from nothing. Going to rotate over to B. He's going to meet two KSA players. So maybe if we see some nasty plays from this Gecko, he can make something happen.
Interesting that he chooses not to save.
Yeah, I know.
He's trying to get a plant down maybe, but...
Yeah, there goes the flash. It's not going to get found, though, in time as Vice takes him down. 2-2 in favor of nobody.
Yeah. So that proactivity coming from the defensive side definitely caught PSA off guard. And PSA will definitely have to readjust. Either they're going to have to hold outside of A main for to be ready for aggression, or they might opt to go somewhere else. And it looks like they're sending a majority of their players mid, like round 1 and 2, but they're not abandoning A just yet.
Yeah, they have not really broken at the start of a round going for a site because it's kind of just gone against them. They just rotated over. But only Sova is here on A for... and right now, Colin actually is going to find one already mid. He's been doing that all game so far. Really coming up clutch for KSA with these mid picks. It's really huge for them. Oh, but then Vice gets traded out, and then immediately another trade. Bodies are just falling one after the other right now, and a 4v3 in favor of KSA. But then if you're the defensive side, already going to see the headshot coming in from Ice. He's been really good with those this game. The tag is going to come in through the cage. Isn't going to mean anything. As now, bomb is going to go down. 2 people up top. Colin does find Cypher, and immediately Ice gets his second of the round. And already KSA, after falling to the first 2 rounds to PSA's pistol round and then the buy-up, they've just taken the driver's seat when it comes to these Vandals in the op.
Yeah, and you saw how in that past round that the play over in B, the 1-for-1 trade, yeah, took down T1, Vice over there. And you would think, right, the Sentinel goes down, that's the call to go B. but PSA instead pivots, and they go all the way to A and overwhelm 2ice, but not long before KSA comes back and retakes it. So it was all just misdirection, but KSA recovers.
Yeah, now KSA really taking control of things, but then PSA does have 4 ults available. We might see a couple get ripped this round. And Breach already thinking about using some of that stun util just to get something for their team going. Stun does come down mid, and Colin's all alone here.
Yeah, PSA definitely wants to punish Colin for all of the impact that he's had these past few rounds.
Oh, but they don't know he's rotated over to the side. He swings out, and he's going to get traded out, though, but not after finding Wi-Fi Warrior. Ice does get stunned. Flash Charge does not actually go in the favor, and oh, bodies are dropping for PSA. It's been a theme this game, and already 4v1 again in favor of KSA, looking to win their 4th straight round. Already rotating over to B, and Cypher's all alone.
This Vise wall has found him.
Oh, the op shot through the wall, straight to the dome, and Stroud Lover ends the round for KSA. 4-2 lead, 4 straight wins for them.
Yeah, and honestly, a huge step up from Colin, as he was not one of the players with the crown on his head, but he's been having value mid every single round that we've played so far.
Yeah, and the entire team on KSA is feeling it right now. If you are PSA, you need to channel what you had in those first 2 rounds to bring this thing back. You have 5 ults, you have to use them. You're on a buy round now, and so now that you have rifles in your hand, take advantage of it. Use your util, use your smokes, and everything will come to you. Yes, you're on attack, but if you just use your util, everything will be fine. And really with 5 ults, you should be able to win this round.
Yeah, they're using it to B, it seems.
Yeah, and Astra's ult does come out, and Phoenix's ult as well. He's gonna push up. The Gecko Flash, not gonna find anything. Wingman in Gecko's hands. Thinking about planting, but in a bit of an awkward situation with the Vice. Flash comes out, does find Wi-Fi Warrior, shuts down yet again. Tickles has been really owning that this game. Here comes the Thrash, though. And it is going to get 1 detain, I think. No, it actually just barely missed. And 30 health back on this Phoenix. Oh, but PSA's taking picks. Oh, and then immediately after we see the Odin come in and 3 picks in favor of KSA. Trying to end this thing. But then we see the Rat coming in middle. 4-2. PSA trying to make something out of nothing. Colin holding this angle, they're not going to back up. Now that you know that, you can kind of sneak up here and maybe get the jump on him, get a free headshot. If you get that 1 headshot, that would be huge for your team.
30 seconds
but this
left.
cross might be really huge for KSA. Nay, peeks this one, does get the 1 headshot. Colin is going to come back over for the op. It's kind of hard to peek with an op like that. Bit of an awkward spot. Takes the op back out. It's just going to jump back and relax. 14 seconds. You do need to push here if you are Cypher in this situation, and he's just gone off the map. He's just gone off the map. 5-2 in favor of KSA.
Yeah, I was expecting a save, but I'm not really sure what that was there.
I mean, she's just said, you know what? We'll just go right into the next round, I guess, and just threw himself off the map. I mean, nothing wrong with that. If you want to take yourself out, you take yourself out.
That was a really incredible shot in that 1v3. Catching the headshot through the wall.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't try to at least get a couple eco.
That.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, at least try and get some eco kills. But you know what? It was a little funny just trying to mess with your teammates, get the vibes back up.
Yeah.
If you get a couple laps in the comms, make sure everything's going well for you. They did just burn 3 ults, though, so really, if the vibes are not up in those comms, this thing's not looking too great so far for PSA.
Especially with KSA has 4 ults of their own. So we'll see if they use it to be aggressive like they did last time with the run it back, or if they're going to use it on the retakes.
Yeah, Phoenix jumps out a window, goes over to secret side, trying to jump on this back end of B. But then it's going to get met with some thorns, going to have to back up. Oh, and he's actually going to end up falling off the map. Oh, no. PSA disaster has struck here in the first bit of round number 8. As a minute left in the round, the first pick goes to Abyss, and not an actual player. Abyss has taken 2 souls so far this game. The flash, and Stroud Lover shuts that down. For Wartank, just taking an op shot straight to the chest. And Gecko, all he could do was watch. And 5-2, 5 against 3 is the current count of players left. Oh, and we see a very dangerous op as Wi-Fi Warrior goes down. Another op shot. This Jet is going crazy right now. The flash comes out, blindly firing, but Tickles takes him down and gets another one. And a flawless as yet again, KSA takes another round.
Yeah, and they just closed out just 5v3 nice and clean. But you saw that the Astra Wi-Fi Warrior having to peek through that smoke without a flash. It looks like with War Tank going down and Trent already using that Dizzy, then all of a sudden there's no flashes, and that becomes really difficult. And it looks like KSA really knows that, and they've been using it off every round to a lot of impact.
Yeah, right now, PSA has got to pick this up if they're going to have a good chance. There it goes in, the dart. Back over on A.
They're going right back to this Vice setup, which has been really good recently.
Yeah, it's going straight into a Vice setup isn't really something you really almost any Sentinel you do not want to push into. That's kind of their job. But then just walking right through it, Astra does not care.
Down to
PSA,
50, but they're in the site. They've got the plant down.
Yeah, PSA does not care, but the Brimo comes out. That's going to find two of them. Colin, he's literally starting a barbecue right now. As 2 against 5, PSA falls to all those ults. Bob finds yet another one, and there we go. Vice gets another with the Odin, and KSA shuts down the push from PSA with a beautiful Brim ult, absolutely starting an American barbecue.
And the Vice ult as well coming in, just leaving them all with their classics out and just sitting ducks as KSA pours in. So, honestly, I'm looking for PSA's coach to maybe call a timeout here, and we might be looking at some adjustments. But until that happens, it looks like PSA is buying right back in with 3 rifles here.
Yeah.
3 rifles and okay.
You kind of have to, at this point, you need to force up if you want to find some rounds if you're PSA. Yes, you're on attack, and Abyss can be known to be a defender-sided map depending on who's playing. But right now, KSA is really taking advantage of that defender side. And 7-2 is the score, but really thinking if they're doing this much of a lead, is it really just their defense is that good, or if the defense is that strong on this map? Maybe PSA can make a comeback in the second half. It's not looking to happen this half so far, but Ice does get traded out. So maybe we can see Chalk Lime get a couple picks in favor of their squad. Flash gonna come into the op. It's not gonna find it! And just this op, Stroud Lover, has been going absolutely insane. Oh, but then the A push from PSA. Can they get something as the bomb is gonna get planted? And then another op kill. And a nice headshot there. Oh, he actually misses for once. The shorty play is gonna find him. And the 3K for Stroud Lover, taking control of this game, 8-2 in favor of KSA. As now, just moving into this next round, just so much money on KSA's side. They can really just afford so many things going on right now.
They've got their op, they got their Odin, and they've been running that to perfection for the past 6 rounds at least.
Yeah, they could drop 8 shorties and spawn for all I care at this point. They've got that much money, but right now, if you're PSA, you're scrounging for money. You need to make sure that you just get something. You got 2 rounds left on attack. You have 3 ults right now. You need to make something out of nothing. You need to win rounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
obviously, we're looking for maybe 4-8, and then we've got a game, or 3-8 and trying to invoke that curse, but or 3-9. But PSA, they're just pushing and pushing and pushing again.
Yeah.
And this is once again into the Vice setup.
Oh, but they are going to get a nice little cage to go up top as the ult goes down from Phoenix. But then it looks like B has been taken by PSA. They have control. And only 2 ults on the side. Oh, but already 2 picks have been found. Colin finds another one. Wi-Fi Warrior does trade him out. Oh, boy. And already, Nae's got 2, though. He's kind of feeling it right now. 8-2 is the score.
1v2.
Nae's trying to turn this thing around. He does have his cam set up. Sova going with the drone. He does have ult in the back pocket. Scan does gonna find one. Jet's headshot goes down. Oh, but then the knife is out. And just barely. Oh, no, PSA. Nae was almost their savior to make it a 9-3 curse. But then the headshot just was not enough from the one player. And just...
That was a close 1v3, I believe.
It was a 1v4.
1v4. And Nae just showing why he's one of the players with the star on his, or with the crown on his head. I mean, and there we see that timeout coming through, like I mentioned last round. Wow, what a close clutch attempt. I mean, he dodged that dart. He got tagged, still found one, and almost got it.
Yeah, I mean, really just 1v4 in that situation. You find 3, you pull your knife out in the most unfortunate situation. We've all been there. The second you pull your knife out is when your opponent likes to peek. It's like they know. It's like they're screen peeking back when you were playing when you were 6 years old with your brother playing Call of Duty multiplayer on Nuketown, and he just looks and he knows where you are. That was kind of what it feels like in that situation. Looked right on over, pulled his knife out, and he's like, oh, I'm going to peek. And you found the pick. And now 9-2, you got to talk it over for PSA. You just need to make sure you can get this round in particular. You have 2 ults at your disposal and potentially 2 more if Wi-Fi can get a pick or if Gecko can plant the bomb. Really can be huge ults for them. And 2 ults available, I bet they could do it and get those extra points. But you do have a Jet and Sova ult staring you down, so you really need to make something out of nothing. We're going to head back into the action for you folks. The last round of attack for PSA. Can it be a good one? They started off hot, but since then they've been cold. Can they end hot going into their defensive rounds? As Ice already falling. Oh, but a nice flash comes in. Oh, and they've already they pushed right into A. Oh, and
this side is free.
Yeah, Astra's ult does come out. Breach has his ult as well. This is going to look really dangerous for KSA as the peek in, but Ice is going to find another pick. Oh, and here comes the Sova ult. Not going to find anyone with the first one. The second one, no damage, and the Sova ult is going to get wasted. Stroudlover did find a pick with the op in the process. Already 5 against 3. PSA does have bomb down. So much utils being used right now. The Jet ult comes out. Some picks come in. 4 against 2. Jet's coming in with the ult. Does go to find the pick, and there it is. KSA takes a 10-2 lead heading into defense for PSA. And really now, PSA, they've got to have a defensive stand of their lives if they want to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, that's definitely a really tough round for PSA. They didn't have the opportunity to use the ults that they had on hand, which could have made a huge difference. And the KSA team looks to be having a little bit of fun, just jumping off the Abyss map. But hey, things could be completely different. So we'll see how PSA's defense looks, and we'll see if KSA has some different ideas than what PSA showed for this.
Yeah, I mean, right now, PSA, new half, new team. I bet they've got something up their sleeve on defense. That's why they only have 1 duelist. So they are defensive more comp, really, compared to the attacker-sided comp in on KSA's side. So really, this is 2 teams going at it. Unstoppable force versus immovable object. So
and maybe that timeout was for this pistol round. You know, maybe they were saving some ideas and just trying to get a reset.
Yeah, as the Astra smokes are going to be ready to get put down.
We have 2 players meeting this A hit right now.
Yeah, and just
might as well for the flank.
Yeah, bomb goes into the smoke.
First contact.
There it goes, the flash.
Flash and dash.
There you go. Jet is on site, and PSA already making things happen. Damage on the Gecko is just going to back up. Wingman left in his pocket if he wants to use it. Bomb is going to go down. Ice putting this thing down. 5v5 for the first time a plant has gone down. PSA looking promising so far to start the second half of action. The flash from Chalk comes out. Oh, he does know that there's 1 to his left. Vice trying to get a pick. No, but it gets found by Ice. Wi-Fi Warrior goes down. Tickles finds another one. PSA's in shambles. Oh, but then they do get the 1 pick. KSA just absolutely shutting them down. Nay, in a 1v5, he almost clutched one earlier. He does find 1. He's got almost all of his util available. Oh, and he's got the Sova coming his way. The dart comes out. He's chilling. But then Tickles finds him through his cage. And KSA picking up where they left off in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is very interesting that PSA chose to fall back in a 5v5 retake, considering that you know, attacking and retaking is not too different. And they had struggled a lot on attack. I thought they would go ahead and try and bunker down and try and hold instead of going for a retake, because their offense has been struggling. But they chose to do that, and KSA bunkered down on site and were able to stop the entire retake. Oh, A-main aggression.
Yeah, already Ice gets yet another pick. They are on the bye. They're going to play aggressive. And
8 players involved in this fight.
Yeah, so much action going on right now for you folks. KSA on the attack. Here they go. And
a dash into heaven.
Oh,
there
it is. The judge from Stroudlover. shutting things down, peek it up. The ghost comes out, and it's going to be an effect as Wi-Fi Warrior goes down yet again. Strataberg goes for the reload. Tickles picks him up. PSA's in shambles as KSA. What a push they had.
No breaks. They just kept going. Sight was just a suggestion.
Yeah, Sight literally was just a suggestion in the Ares.
And a flawless.
Shuts it down. The flawless for KSA on that attack. In 12-2, PSA needs a miracle if they want this thing to come back.
Yeah, this whole game, almost, as soon as they were able to buy up to rifles, has been flawless for KSA. And, I mean, you know, I want to hope for a comeback, but KSA just looks really good right now.
Yeah, KSA honestly looking like a team that could win this whole tournament right now. And honestly, looking over, you'd be shaking in your boots a little bit looking at this KSA team.
I'm looking at this KSA team and they look good. And if I have to play that team looking like this, in this form, I'm a little worried.
You might as well play against Stroud at that point, as right now. Already seeing a pick from Bob Tickles. He's going to find another assist, actually, as Team 1 finds that pick of the Ares.
And just ever aware to this this mid-aggression. Like, they just brushed it off like it was nothing.
Yeah, and the judge of Stroud Lover, this thing's looking all but over. As 12-2 is your count, and KSA is looking to make it 13. Ice's recon dart goes. Nay's gonna have to back off. Bulldog in his hands.
Main players. That's
oh,
Nathan.
and there it is. And that looks like it's gonna be over. Wi-Fi Warrior. Oh, he does find one though. He's not done just yet. 1v4 situation. He is gonna find a second one. Colin against him. Oh, and there it goes. And Colin with the team ace shuts this thing down, and KSA wins 13-2.